Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What's popping, guys? Welcome to both Zir Talks and Football Rig. And welcome to the fourth episode of Top BINS Ya AKHI. Obviously, we're going to be here talking about different events that's been happening in football. Some happened in our home, Saudi, some of outside, of course. Actually, plenty outside. But yeah, before we begin, guys, first of all, how are you doing, Sammy? Obviously,
I'm doing great, man. Another week and a blessed week, alhamdulillah. And let's see what's hiding for all the teams, man. Especially for my team, Arsenal. Big up the Gunners, man. We got your chorus, buddy.
Well, I mean, we can have a little conversation on the games you've had. But before we begin, guys, don't be fraudulent. Subscribe, like on both channels. All right. The channel of his is tagged on mine. I'm assuming it's same with him. Mine tagged on his. Whichever way, go to the other and like and subscribe. All right. Go check the socials, and inshallah, you're well wherever you may be. I say we begin, man. What should we talk about? You know what? I say we talk about stuff that's happened in Saudi quickly, and then we'll move on to outside. Now, the
Okay.
breaking news that happened here today is Al Hilal, a president that's played a key role into their success, in my opinion, has basically left the club now. And it's announced officially. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I find it kind of sad. Actually, not. I find it really sad, man, because I know a lot of Hilal fans wanted him gone for
Mm-hmm.
reasons of what happened last season, in which they were taking too long to fire Jorge Jesus, which now he's with Al Nasser. Um, but the thing is, for me, I feel like there's a difference between sacrificing management and sacrificing the guy upstairs.
Yeah.
And I feel like the guy upstairs usually dictates what happens down below in the hierarchy. So I don't know who's gonna replace him. There are some names. I will be real. I've not heard much of before, so it's probably same as you because you say you don't follow much of Saudi ball. Um, but yeah, whoever it is, man, they're gonna have a tough task in hand, Saraha. That's all I will say. Because Fad bin Nafel has provided so much for us. I mean, if I was to quickly go through his resume, I have to go to his socials to find it because I did see it somewhere. But he actually
Meanwhile,
did.
while you're searching for his resume, I want to ask you a question. What is the role of a sporting director or a president of the club here in Saudi? I mean, giving the fact that it's owned by the PIF or it's owned by the government. So
Yeah,
what kind of I think the role that he plays is the day-to-day operations,
yeah.
budget control, maybe. About when it comes to footballing decisions, do you think he has a lot to
I
say? I mean,
think
he has a
I
lot
I
of.
think they focus. I think they focus more on the footballing decision. That's the point. I think so. Basically, you know how PIF they own these clubs. So
Right.
because the PIF they own these clubs, obviously the PIF's role is to promote the country's project. طبعاً. That's nothing, and obviously to ensure that the country is in good hands for its people and whatever. Right? That's
Mm-hmm.
usually the government's job. معروف. But if we're talking in the basis of owning Al Hilal and Nasser Al Ahli and them, I think their job is. I think they talk to these club presidents, and I think they give an idea on like the star names and who to bring. Like I think you see the Bruno Fernandez one, for example. I think PIF had a role to play in that because he is that so-called star name that they were looking to bring in. You
Right.
know. Now,
Mm-hmm.
did I want him? No, not gonna lie. However, that's the idea they had. I think PIF had a role to play in that. Just like they had a role to play with Neymar with us, just like Ronaldo to Al Nasser, which, by the way, for those who don't know, if it wasn't for that ban that Hilal had, he could have gone to Al Hilal. But different discussion for a different day. Um, and obviously Benzema to Al Ittihad and many other big star names that's joined to these big four clubs. Like PIF plays a role in like recommendation, and then I think it's down to the clubs themselves to do the rest. I think that's what it is. But yeah, man. But yeah, speaking of resumes here, so he's won three. He won three Casa Super.
Okay.
Uh, he won. He won the مشاركات في كأس العالم around what was it 4 times. He's won uh, Dori Abtal Asia, he won twice. So yeah, in his reign, 2 out of the 4 he's won, which is 2019-21.
Well, here's the thing. Sorry, I'm just jumping in on you like this. I just understand the mechanics of how it works here in Saudi. So for him, as a footballing decision, be the guy who is dictating which coach to bring, which manager to bring, which players to bring, and
Yeah, he
just
does that.
submit
Yeah.
it. Like, so they suggest and recommend players, and then he executes it, basically, or allocating the funds that is required. Is that his
I'm
role?
sure that's what it is. I'm sure that's what it is because like the thing is over here it's different to outside because over here.
Yes, that's why I would like you to
Yeah,
expand on
yeah,
that a little bit,
yeah.
because
No,
not a
no,
lot of
no.
people understand that.
So obviously, like usually outside, you have like for example in England, you have an owner, and then this owner has like directors, CEOs, yada yada yada, and then you know how things go. I don't have to explain it, right? Or like in Spain, they have club presidents, CEOs, board director, whatever, right? Same with Germany, same with Italy. I think France is similar to England. I could be wrong, right? But so over
Mhm.
here, it's similar to the English and French model. However, because the Big 4 is owned by one government, so what happens usually is I think they just focus on like targeting the big names. I don't think they really target, and they allocate certain funds to these clubs as well, of
So do you
course.
think? So do you think now that he's laid off or he retired, or whatever you want to call it, do you think the targets of Al Hilal will differ now? It will be different targets that they will pursue.
I don't think in terms of big names. I think in terms of like, let's say, for example, how they deal with managerial situations if things don't go to plan. For example, like will they be more proactive in getting rid of a manager if things don't go to plan? Will they give trust, more trust and faith to a manager? These type of things. Um, how will they manage player? How will they manage player targets that's not superstar named? With the man, how will they deal with things with the manager? I think these little things they will deal with. I don't think they will deal with the things that's externally related to just football. Like I think PIF, they're more focused to things more than just football. They're focused on like the project, the TV rights, all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
Whereas when it comes to like Mathalan, I don't think Theo Hernandez had signed with us, or now we're gonna talk about Joao Felix or Nasser. I don't think that's really PIF related. I think that's more so big
See,
up TK. Yeah, there you are. There you
see,
are.
you had to drop it,
I
right?
but no, but you see with
Meanwhile, we're
Osimhen,
talking about Al Hilal. We had to drop
no, no,
that.
but you see
So
Osimhen, for
salty.
example, when Hilal made all these offers, right? You
Mm.
see the money that's allocated. That PIF plays a role, a key. Like there's no way the club itself play a role. You understand? Like the money
Yeah.
that's allocated to Al Hilal, that's PIF. That's nowhere else to be. Like
Mm.
there's no way Al Hilal themselves alone is doing all this. But the idea of getting Osimhen, I think, is down to the club because they needed a striker. Well, we
Okay.
need a striker. Famed?
Yeah, yeah. I've
Like
seen Al
there's
Hilal
so many
pursuing many
factors. By
strikers.
the way, sometimes Walid bin Talal, he actually sometimes contributes in some transfers. Like last summer, he contributed in Joao Cancelo joining in because we got rid of Saud Abdel
I think
Hamid.
also Bono as well. He
Yassine
funded that.
Bono, yes.
Hmm.
So this is why, like, there's so many factors that we have to consider when talking about Saudi transfer dealings. I
You
feel
want to
like.
reply to T?
But my club putting it out without even playing them, bro, TKA.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too. Everyone heard it, right? They look at all. Everyone's like, "Yeah, big piece of dog shit."
Zane hate watch isn't coming, by the way. Don't forget.
So, so I just want to ask, if you play sorry, Galatasaray, you think you're gonna demolish them,
No, I never said we're gonna demolish them, bro.
or
Galatasaray are building a team,
or win, at least win.
but we'll give them, bro. If we can give City a run for their money, why can't we give Galatasaray a run for their money?
Oh, T, you see here, here's Al Hilal fan saying that they will smack you.
Bro. Like, what? You want me to bow down, bro? Are you crazy? I gave Man City and Real Madrid a run for their money. I'm not gonna bow down to fucking Galatasaray. Come on, man. Allow me with this bullshit, bro. You are literally just a Turkish version of Saudi League. Add the Champions League onto it, and that's why people choose you. Like, you're literally like us, just with Champions League football. Allow it.
Okay. But yeah, let's move on
I know.
to
Don't
Joao
worry.
Felix. What do you think of Joao Felix to Al Nassr? You think that's a level raiser for Al Nassr, or you think it will help them win the league or something? We're broke. You're broke. You spent 75 million. What do you mean you're broke?
Wait, aren't you paying Osimhen somewhat he wants? Bro, shut up, man. See, these guys, they chat so much pukaria, ya akhi. They chat so much zbala, ya akhi. Shut up. Seriously, TK, man, you fraud. Now, but listen. About Joao Felix, so we don't like deflect frauds. Listen, I actually think, as much as I don't like Al-Nassr, yeah, I have to say, I actually think under Jorge Jesus he will cook. Because he'll play a similar role to how Malcolm played with us last season when he was good, in which he'd play from Nus in the middle. So then he would create for like the likes of Ronaldo, Sadio Mane, etc. Right. I actually think he would be the guy that's pulling strings in the middle. Not gonna lie.
Okay, Jofus, stay tuned. We're gonna hit the Liverpool segment. We're gonna talk on lengthen about it. But back to Joao Felix. Joao Felix is the type of player that fell off a cliff. He had a lot of potential. There was a lot of buzz and hype around this player. Even Atletico Madrid paid around 120 mil, if I'm not mistaken, to sign the player. And when he went to Chelsea, I mean, he didn't really do much there. And then he went back to Milan and back to Chelsea and now to Al Nassr. As a player, he had a lot of potential, but he never capitalized on it. He never really, took his talent further. The talent is there. It's just, I think the grooming that happened during the years was not to the levels that Joao Felix, and he didn't live up to the hype that he was, raised to. But I think in the Saudi League, he will, do something. They might help Al Nassr now to get closer to a trophy, get closer to the league. I don't know if it's enough for Al Nassr to win the league. Taking consideration Al Ittihad is there and also Al Hilal is there, so it's going to be a tough one to really predict for me.
Oh yeah, 100%. But one thing I can tell you, I don't think Joao Felix will be one of them players that performs poorly in that team. Is what I'm saying. Like, obviously, in every team, there's going to be like one player that performs out of his skin.
It depends if he adapts fast or not. It really depends a lot.
He's not one to adapt really quickly, but the only reason why I actually feel like he'll do is because the talent is there. Let's not act like the talent's not there. The talent is really there, right? And the system that Jorge Jesus likes to play, likes to coach a direct football type game. The only problem with him is in-game management can be messed up. You know what I mean? And if he doesn't have the right defenders and he picks the wrong ones, that's what happened with Al Hilal and Ali Blahi last season. We picked him so many times because he had this fetish for him, and then guess what? Concede so many chances, goal, blah, 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 blah.
Who do you think will start in Al Nassr lineup when it comes to the front three?
Ronaldo, طبعا. I can see Sadio Mane start. I could see Joao Felix start in the 10. And then on the right, they have BINS Ya AKHI, but then they also have... Don't they still have Angelo Gabriel there? I believe they still have Angelo Gabriel.
What about Otavio? I think they're going to sell
Otavio, he looks like he might leave the club, Apparently, he's been linked to Al Ahly.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. Either he plays... Which I don't know, but I don't know him playing in a pivot alongside Al Hassan. I don't know. Or Brozovic, bro. They still have Brozovic.
Do you think Al Nassr now is better than Al Hilal and Al Ittihad and have better chances to win next season with these signings and Jesus as the coach?
No,
as well?
I think they have defensive problems to be like. They have good fullbacks like Sultan Ghannam and Nawaf Bosha. I think are good fullbacks. Their center backs, Laporte looks like he might be on his way out. That's what it seems.
Yeah, I read that news. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's on his way out. They lost Lijami to us. But they have Simikan. I actually think Simikan is a very good defender. I remember when he first joined from Lada, I was saying we'll have a look out for him. He hasn't really disappointed my expectations, I have to admit. Other than towards some game towards the end of the season, but they need somebody next to him. You know, again, it depends on how. You see, with my problem with Jorge Soon, that was my problem last season with him. His decision of players or his selections, basically his player selections. I think it all comes down to his player selections, and it also comes down to see if he has the balls to actually say, you know what, we're playing as a team, we're not just playing for Ronaldo. If they can do that, then they can shock me a little bit. I can't lie to you. However, if they don't, now we're like, yeah.
Low key, I think Ronaldo's running the club. To be honest. And
that's
I feel
the problem. That's the
yeah,
problem.
He's running the club. He's even dictating which players to sign. Huh?
He wants Kukurea as well.
Now you can dream. He's not having Kukurea.
I know. I'm just saying because that's what he actually wants. Chelsea fans should be aware he wants. But you know what?
I think we have a Chelsea fan here called Second. I think he's a Chelsea fan since he wants to talk about Nkunku. But yeah, just to wrap up the Saudi Pro League, who do you expect will win it next season?
I'm not gonna lie, I still back us because I feel like Al Ittihad will have a certain fall. Because by the way, last season they kind of got away with certain results in the end. And I don't think they've managed to. I don't think they've fixed their squad since the transfer window started, have they? I don't think they've done much business. So, and we've been doing business to some degree. We've been trying to get a striker. We still haven't got him in.
Yeah.
But we got and we show what we can do in the Club World Cup. So I would back us still to win it. I can't lie. By the way, quickly before we move on, I'll say, if they get Renato Vega to Nasser, that's a good signing as well. Because I know that because of Hanchko failing and he went to Atletico Madrid.
Vega, the guy who's playing for Al Ahly.
Vega. Not Gabri Vega. Renato Vega, Afwan. Renato Vega.
Oh, Renato Vega, the one who was playing Juventus.
Sorry, Gabri Vega went to Porto. Yeah, I'm talking about Renato Vega, centre back. If he joins in Nasser, that's a good move.
Yeah, well, if you pay the amount that Chelsea he's a Chelsea player, right? Who's in loan, Juventus, if I'm not mistaken. If you pay the fee, I think they slapped a 40 mil price tag on him. So if you pay it, I think you can have him.
Yeah,
as easy as that, for Chelsea. Chelsea is now, going with the business of getting young talents and upselling them for a profit. And that's the model they're going with. They're buying a bunch of youngsters, and whoever's going to work out and turn out to be a good player, they would, get a fee out of him if they didn't find a place for him in the first team squad. So, yeah. I didn't really watch the player to say he's good or bad, so I'm not really gonna.
I've seen a bit of him at when he went to Juve on loan. I saw a little bit of him.
Okay.
And I saw bits of him in some Chelsea big games they played. Sometimes he'd come off the bench.
I'll take your word for it if you say he's good.
There are certain things I see in him. I'm not. I remember I watched him. I think he played against PSV as well in the Champions League. I was watching a little bit of that extra time. The thing is, all I'll say is, I think he's going to be one of them center backs that could do good in the Saudi League if he joins. But
I think so too.
Yeah.
But guys, hit the like button, guys, before we move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Don't be frauds. Don't be shameless like some football clubs that are running this summer. AKA Bayern Munchen, who's funding Liverpool, who just paid 75 million euros. So don't be frauds like Bayern.
I guess that's a transition right there.
Yeah, man. This is a segue, but hit the like button. Before that, hit the like button.
That's a segue and a half. No, but listen, Diaz is done. It got announced today. Actually, it was told that it was supposed to be announced tomorrow, but they announced it today.
Right.
And listen,
Muller. What happened to the legend Muller?
Yeah, he's going to Whitecaps. Khalas. Bro, my legend right there, bro. You get me? It's right there, bro. Listen, Diaz move again.
Yeah,
As I said before, I'm not really as moved yet
yeah.
because I feel like we could have paid a little bit more for Rodrigo and done, but again, our board cares too much about wage structure. I don't know about that when you're paying 14 million a year, but I mean, yallah. But I mean, better than paying Nabri and Coman more than that by, I don't know, 4 million or 5 million, depending on the player. So listen, I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, there's no choice. I have no choice. I have to take it now. Uh, listen, I just hope that he actually provides this work ethic that they show, or not the show that they tell me that he shows, or they tell us fans that he shows. I hope that he actually provides better output than I expect, or as good as output that he probably did last
Mm,
season, because that's
yeah,
respectable. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah.
and I just hope that he hits the ground running from the get go. 75 million is a lot of money, man.
But
A
I
lot
saw
of
your tweet, and honestly, your tweet does not seem a fan who's optimistic from the signing. I'll be
No
fair.
shit, I'm not optimistic from the fucking side. No, listen,
So
Sarah,
yeah,
no. By the way, listen. The only reason why I'm not optimistic is because I want the best of the best at my club. You understand?
right.
I'm not the type of guy that will, look at somebody that, yeah, he might be all right,
Mm,
but is he the needle mover? No. I need needle movers. You understand? So I'm not gonna let that sway away from the fact that he's still good. I just don't think he's enough. And even then, now that this whole saga is done, we need to try to get a 10 slot, or if it's Voltemada, fine. Um, we need to get a defender still. That's what I'm looking at. But with Diaz, listen, I
yeah.
just hope he hits the ground running very quickly, because again, a lot of money,
Hmm.
a lot of money. So
Well, listen, for 75 million for a player at Luis Diaz, I think it's an overrated price, overpriced a little bit. But if you look at the market, if Madueke is 50, then I understand why Luis Diaz is
yeah. No. Liverpool. I'm not. By the way, I'm not crapping on Liverpool. Like, they
man.
did what they had to do.
And they
They
had like 17 goals last season. I'm checking now the stats as we were speaking. 17 goals, 8 assists. So for a winger, it's not bad. The output is not
all
bad.
comps. Is that all comps?
Yeah, all comps. Yes, for the Premier League, he scored 13 goals and 7 assists. So still not bad for a winger. It could be better, of course, but it's still not bad. And yes, Luis Diaz has a problem when it comes to the final third. It has a problem with his final, I would say, output. Does he score a lot of goals or be effective after all these dribbles? And I remember even Hussam, shout out to him, he's saying that like, dribble, 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 and he never gets anything done. But I think Bayern Munich can take him a step further when it comes to his development and maturity and his decision making to be better. Is
Yeah.
he, like you said, the level raiser, or is he the needle mover for you guys to win the Champions League? I highly doubt it, but I think he's gonna, bang in the Bundesliga, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I hear it, man. I hear. Hey, listen. All I can hope for with what's his name, Diaz, is again just consistency is all I ask. You know what I mean? All I ask. Because by the way, I do, from what I was told and what I've seen some games, I am aware that he can work hard for the ball. I'm aware that he will be pressing a lot. Like, he does suit company in that regard. But I need more than that. When last, bro, I don't think people understand where I come from when I say this.
Mm.
Leroy Zane had 14 1v1 misses. You know how much PTSD I have just from seeing that? And I have Harry Kane dropping deep. We all know Harry Kane is not the
That he
type of
said.
striker that scores in the biggest of moments. Very good
Sorry.
player. He has improved a lot since he joined Liverpool, hence the high goal return. No, again, last season, I actually think was his best season at your club.
Mm.
I would say that, and his second half, and the first half of that season, or second half of the season that they will go for the quad. Those were his two good runs, you know? But I don't know, man.
But if he,
Yeah,
if he plays him false nine. If you play, as according to Ravi here, he's saying playing false nine. So where would Harry Kane play?
Yeah, no, but I think he's saying that on the basis of if Kane drops deep, he occupies his position.
He could make that run. I mean, if Harry Kane drops deep and he makes the run for it, I mean, Harry Kane is also known for his long ball passing. It's pretty good and accurate.
Listen, by the way, people need to understand. I'm not saying Luis Diaz is a bad football player. I actually, from before, said I actually think he's a quality footballer. Yeah, but being a quality footballer based on technical ability is like not enough in football. I've always said this. You also have to. I know people don't like, especially the technique guys. They don't like that we bring up numbers, right? I don't like bringing up numbers too much neither. By the way, however, in our case, when you have a guy that drops deep so much, and he don't score in the big moments, I need somebody that, even if it's not as consistent, hypothetically, can he turn up in the biggest game? Let's say hypothetically we play Liverpool. Tamam? Let's say we play Liverpool. مثلا.
Okay.
Let's say we have a tight game, right? And and let's say Ulisi or Kane, whoever, provides a chance for Diaz, 1v1, or
Right.
like a clear-cut chance, whatever. Can I rely on Diaz to be scoring if I'm not relying on Kane to be scoring? You see where I'm coming from with this?
No, you're a bit jumping there, I would say, because you need to build that kind of confidence, right? As a, especially when you're attacking player, right? The more you play, the more you score, or the more you assist, or you have a good games. Like when I'm saying good games, I'm talking ratings 7.5 and above out of 10. That kind of consistency mentally allows you to really perform in that level that you actually would produce output. As things stands, we don't know. Is he going to hit the ground running as you hope? Or is he going to need time to adapt? Which I really highly doubt that he needs time to adapt to the Bundesliga, with all due respect to the Bundesliga compared to the Premier League. But, when it comes to Diaz, I think it's a good signing. The price is a little bit high, but I think it's overall a good signing for you. I mean, I don't know why you didn't go for Rodrigo,
Yeah,
with that kind of product.
wages, of course. If I know my club wages. We
But
don't like.
you're paying hefty wages for Kane, and you're paying
Yeah, I
hefty
know,
wages for
but our
Sane.
board, but our board lately they've been trying to lower wages for players, right? But they're doing it in some backwards way, bro. They're doing it in
So
like
they want to readjust the cap.
yeah.
The
So
valuation.
like you see with Luis Diaz, right?
Mm.
If he's getting paid 14 million euros gross a year, tamam? If it was Rodrigo, they feel like they would be having to pay more. But for me, the way I view it, if Rodrigo got paid that much wages, he actually
Guys, can you
deserves
say
that
if Zero is lagging out, or it's just me?
pay. Am I lagging out? Because
I don't know. I'm not sure.
yeah,
That's
am
why
I
I'm asking
lagging?
the chat. Is it just me, or is it
Yeah, chat. Let us know if we're lagging,
okay?
or whoever it is. Like, let us know who's lagging, please.
So, where does Bayern Munich go from here after signing Luis Diaz?
We're not done with the transfer. I mean, for how late it is, we just got started, unfortunately. We got Ta and Bischoff on a free before the Club World Cup, or we paid a little bit for that tournament. But that's not enough, because I think we need another midfielder. We need a 10, especially after Musiala's injury. And I mean, if it's Nick Voltemade that can play off with Kane, that's fine until Musiala's back. But like, even then, we need more reinforcements. Like, just getting is not enough. And then also, I don't know if you've heard, but there's a player that's joined Everton from us. His name's Adam Esno. Actually, you know him because you know Adam Esno.
I can't say that.
Adam Esno, the left back.
Yeah. I heard about him. Asno.
Yeah. Bro, he was playing for Basically, he wanted more game time to prepare for AFCON, Man Maghreb. So basically, he went big up Azul, yeah. So basically, he went to Everton now it's 9 million plus 3 million in add-ons. And listen, I wish him the best.
Was he that player who was linked to Real Madrid? Is that the guy?
Was he linked to Real Madrid?
I don't know. There was a Moroccan youngster that was linked to Real Madrid. I just can't remember the name.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure it's not Esno because Esno he was not linked to Real Madrid. No.
Okay, fair enough.
It must be somebody else. It wasn't him.
So who's in the market for, in your opinion, would join Bayern Munich, and it's feasible for you to sign, in your opinion, and that fits your wage structure, that fits your play style, that fits,
Voltemade is one of them because he would earn 10 million a year. Perfect.
who?
Voltemade, the Stuttgart
Oh,
striker, plus 10 we're going for. Yeah, if he joins, that's perfect because he fits these 10 million according, like deal terms agreed 10 million. Perfect. Right? Stiller, I don't know if he would be one of those guys that if we got would fit the wage bill, but I would love to get him. If we were to, I don't think we'll get another winger because we still have Gnabry and Coman. We have to get them off the books. So I think Diaz is going to be the only winger we get. Maybe if we get another 10, sure. I won't be shocked if Paul Vanner, if he proves himself to be part of the team. We have Leonard Karl, some German youngster that's going to be back up to Olise now. So that's okay with me because he has the talent. Yeah, man. So for me, it's just down to midfield. And I think we need a defender, bro. For me, it's like I'm more worried about reinforcements for like the amount of players that we have in our team and what could be happening during the season if there's any injuries, some halla or kida, you know, like I'm more concerned about that than the wages, if I'm being really honest. Because I feel like with the wages, yeah, that it's important to manage the wages because it obviously like indicates the whole sustainability of a club and all that. I understand that. I'm not denying that. My thing is though, this wage thing should not be as much of a big of a deal as they're making it out to be. You understand? So yeah. By the way, big up Alf for the raid. I see Alf is raided. Slap the likes and subscribe, man. Come on, man. Don't be frauds. But yeah, big up to every single one. Go to Football Rig and subscribe to him as well. And like stream. We're dual streaming. But yeah, I think we should move on from this. Yeah, Liverpool. It looks like Isak is going AWOL. And apparently he's agreed terms with yep, and it looks like he's agreed terms with Liverpool themselves.
Yes, they have agreed up to 2031. Personal terms agreed. I think what's really hindering this transfer is Newcastle wants to secure a striker before they allow Isak to leave. So they are in discussion with Cisco. They are discussing. I don't know what other targets that Newcastle have in their short list, but I don't think they will allow Isak to join, where without being able to sign a replacement for Isak. So they're looking at, like I said, Cisco and some other players. So let's wait and see the saga. But to be honest, Newcastle got dunked on this summer transfer window by Liverpool. They signed their first target, which is PK. And now I also read that Man United is pushing hard on Cisco, and they might really get us. Yeah, so Newcastle has a long way ahead to challenge with those big clubs. You know, the well heritage club, I would say, like United, City, not City, like Liverpool and Arsenal. They would really have to fight, a long battle. I would say it's not going to happen in a year or two. Newcastle has to grow gradually, grow in the fan base, and that's how you grow, your attraction and your pull actually, gets better as Newcastle. But back to Liverpool, I think Liverpool is having a phenomenal window so far, and if they top it up with the Isak, and rumors also said that Rodrigo might be also a target, I think this is the most craziest summer window that I've ever witnessed in my life. I mentioned this in many videos. The last crazy summer window that I've seen that went like that was 2009 with Real Madrid, when they signed Ronaldo, Kaká, Benzema, and Xabi Alonso in one window. That was crazy for me. And at that time, 94 million euros was something. I think it's equivalent to 150 now. But what happens now with Liverpool, I think they are building a dynasty. And shockingly enough, in some spaces that I've been in Twitter, some people are down. I mean, looking down at Liverpool and saying they didn't really improve when it's especially when they lost Alexander Trent, Arnold, and they went to Frimpong, and some people are arguing he's worse than Trent. Kerkez is not
I
that
mean,
level raiser.
defensively, yes, but
Yeah, but Trent was shit defensively either. So
no, I agree. By the way, the thing is, they're two different profile of fullbacks. Like, because Trent relies a lot of his on his like passing game,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Frimpong
he's the
relies a
creative
lot on his like
speed and
beating his
pace.
man, making crosses like from like
Yeah,
after him, you know what I mean, from the flanks. They're two different profile. But the thing is, they both have one similarity in which they both aren't defense. I think the defense thing to just respond to that point because I brought it up on the heavyweight show yesterday. I think if there's one downfall, which again it depends on if Kanate stays fit or not, is that yeah, because by the way, their center back options are very lackluster. But one of the Liverpool fans reacts, Footy reacts. He told us that Connor and the Liverpool fans here in the chat, I see you, big up Joseph, right? They have Connor Bradley. I think if they play Connor Bradley, it's like a safer choice than playing Frimpong, and then you bring Frimpong for like certain games, you know. But will Slot do that? I don't know, But in terms of attacking options, though,
they
I
have
think
abundance of
yeah,
attackers. I
I'm
think
not
the
gonna
defense
really
is
deny.
where they're lacking right now, and especially when they sold Konza to Bayer Leverkusen. So they are a bit short when it comes to the defense options. And if anything happens, and God forbid they get injuries, and don't forget that Ibrahim Konate is injury prone. Van Dijk can be a reliable defender, but overall, you're looking at two center backs that could be, not very much reliable. One, VVD is growing old, and the other is injury prone. So you need to have that kind of backup if you're going to compete in all competitions. And Liverpool are going for the all competition wins. I mean, they've been saying the quadruple for quite some times, and I think with these kind of signings, I think they are able to do it. No shit. I mean, I'm not joking. I think Liverpool can go and win the quadruple next season because of the way they are moving in the transfer window.
Yeah, man, I hear it. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how Liverpool will be moving during the season. I can't lie because these are. By the way, I won't be shocked if Ekitike and Isak play wider. They're relying on this Mbangula guy. I don't know. I've seen like some clips of him. Some are
Who?
even saying that left winger of theirs. They have a young left winger that's been balling out.
No
Yeah,
idea, to be honest with you.
bro. Well, some Liverpool fans getting a little too giddy too quick, but I mean, everyone would when they have a gem. Some are trolling, some are not. You know how it is. It's like with your fans with Daumen. This is what it.
Hey, that guy is legit, bro. That
There you
kid
are.
can play,
See,
man.
this is
That
what I
kid
mean.
can play, man. Look,
I'll
man.
do the same with Leonard Carl. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, next
Look,
Lamine
man.
Yamal, let's go.
I watched the game, and I'm telling you, the guy is a baller, man. He's even better than the wingers that we currently have. If I'm comparing to Martinelli, to Trossard, to Madueke, he's levels ahead of them, man. At 15 years old, and you're playing like that, man. Those
Yeah,
are
by the way,
serious
good
talks here,
transition.
man.
Yeah, good
Hmm?
transition. Arsenal friendlies, guys. How was your games? I didn't watch it.
Well, we won the two games against Milan and against Newcastle. I enjoyed the Newcastle more because I've seen the players kind of gelled a little bit, and that Max Dauman, that 30 minutes that he played, that cameo, it was something, man, to watch. Really, the game was dead until he came, and wow, that we have a gem in our pocket. This is now the second, or I would say the third, after Nwaneri and Skelly, and now we're seeing Max Dauman. I mean, Arsenal are cooking when it comes to the young talents and the upcoming young talents, and I'm very happy to see that. But can we actually? And this is what is upsetting. I mean, we could have relied on these youngsters, Nwaneri and Max Dauman, better than Madueke. And you paid 52 million for Madueke, man. And they're all playing the same. And that's the thing, the upcoming youngsters that we have, they're all right wingers. Like Nwaneri plays in the right wing, Max Dauman is good at the right wing, and Madueke is a right winger. So we have a right wingers in abundance. So I don't know why we signed the guy. I mean, unless he's gonna play in the left wing, and it's gonna be a disaster to see Madueke playing on the left wing, in my opinion. But it is what it is. I mean, he's an Arsenal player. We need to back him up, and yeah. Overall, I think Arsenal looking solid. I'm so excited to see Gyökeres. I haven't seen Gyökeres. We saw him in the Newcastle game. He just came in. Yeah, he just came to the stadium. But when it comes to Gyökeres, man, I'm so excited to see the player. I'm so happy that we signed him. And then let's hope this Bagsman is really the missing piece in Arsenal, even though I think that we're missing a left winger as well. But let's see, man. I'm excited. I mean, let's top it up with a winger. I heard some news, like even today, like Footy Judge Mo, I saw him talking about Arsenal want to sign Leao and or Rodrigo, and I think those are very good options if we sign Leao or Rodrigo. And a lot of people are saying Leao is not the guy. I mean, Leao is lazy. Leao has an attitude.
I don't think he's the guy if you want him to work hard.
I don't care about working hard if you're that good. You know.
Yeah, but
like
here's the thing: he's not consistent enough, bro. He's not consistent enough. Like, forget about only working hard.
Look. Footy Judge Mo had a shout out to him. He had a point where we saw Leao helping Milan, lifting a trophy by his own, and he really carried Milan. So the guy has the potential and the levels to do it. It's just you need to get him in form, and he's not that old. He's not like 29 or 28. He's like 24, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just look at this quickly.
Yeah, but by the way, for you to get, I don't think you'll get him. You know why I don't think you'll get him?
Why not?
You're gonna have to pay over 100 million. Are you gonna do that?
I heard the price tag was around 70, 80 mil.
Nah.
So he's 26. He's 26.
Milan are gonna want more money. Trust me, Milan gonna want more money.
So be it, man. If they want more money, put the money.
Yeah, but my question is, will Arsenal want to pay that money? And then the way
I mean, they should, man. They should if they are serious.
Obviously, bro, Habibi, they should. Habibi, any club should go.
No, what I'm saying is, we want to bridge the gap between us and Liverpool. You need to do such moves, man. Otherwise, Liverpool are just gonna.
Yeah, we agree, but will they? You see, there's a difference between should. I
think we've seen enough. I think we've seen enough. Yeah, I think we've seen enough from Arsenal that they can do it. We saw it with Declan Rice, where they paid 100 and when they slapped 105 mil. We've seen it with even Pepe before with 78 mil. I think Arsenal are able to put those kind of money. It's just I'm not sure if they were gonna do it or not, but we've seen them do it.
This is a very good point, and this is why I would rather Luis Diaz than Leao at my club.
Look,
this is a very good point.
I'm not going to argue that. Yeah, tell me.
If you play, like you see, if he stays at AC Milan, sounds weird, but Allegri, he likes to defend and counter-attack with his teams. I think that's why Leao would cook next season at Milan now, because of the style of play that Allegri will impose, which would benefit Leao. Because, by the way, in front of goal, I actually think he is a better goal threat than a lot of wingers. Not going to lie. It's just the other stuff beforehand. But at Arsenal, you like to keep the ball, control, all this stuff, just like us. Right?
Right. Yeah, we play position.
Yeah, similar. Football. Yes, similar. So the only difference is you like to be more solid defensively. We don't care. But defense. The thing is, and we have a bit more freedom, you don't. The thing is, I want to ask you now.
Okay.
Do you think Leao in that system benefits Arsenal? Or be honest, like playing in that system, do you think Leao benefits at Arsenal?
Okay. I will answer your question. It will depend on the midfield that he plays, right? And let me expand on that. So let's say we sign Eze as well, just for the sake of the argument. And let's say that he plays Odegaard, Eze, and Rice. Zubamendi's at the bench, just for the sake of the argument. Then I don't think Leao is a good match for us. But let's say he plays Zubamendi and Rice. I think Rice can cover the defensive duties that Leao lacks. Yes, you're right. He's lazy. He does not, track back, I would say. And I don't want that from a prolific winger that scores goal. If he gets me more than 15 goals a season as a winger, I don't want him to defend. I want him to be the main.
But sometimes you need that, though. sometimes.
I understand that he's not going to sit in the box there.
Like,
and
look
wait
at
for the
Real
ball.
Madrid, how they played against PSG. Saw how Mbappe and Vinny were moving. They didn't move, Habibi. You know, now Madrid fans are complaining about this. This is
Yeah,
why
that's the thing. That's the thing. Look, this is what I'm
it's
saying.
because
that
of the
if
game today.
Yeah, if Rice is there, then he can cover that gap that we have on the left side, because Rice is an athletic player. He mashallah, he's a horseman. The guy runs up and down, and you know, his stamina is quite high, and I think that he can cover that.
Yeah, Salah,
Uh,
Rice gets overrated. I can't lie.
Yeah, man, he's a good CM, and he's a brilliant DM. So he's more defensive than offensive. So I think he will cover that gap that Liao has and give him the freedom to roam around in the front. So yes, I think Leo is a good shout. Rodrigo as well is a good shout. Any of those two, I'm going to be very, very happy, and I think we're going to have a very good chance to win the league if we sign one of those two players. If we sign Eze, I would still think that Liverpool are going to win it. I don't believe that Eze is that good to lift Arsenal from second to first, in my opinion.
I actually
Especially,
think he's low-key is.
I really don't think so.
No,
My
no, like what I
opinion.
mean by I think low-key is, right? Because you have, so right now, you have Saka on the right. Ma'ruf
Correct.
Thabit. He's on the right. Tamam? You have Gyökeres up front, Thabit. Unfortunately, the problem is, and maybe this is where you might be correct, is because of Madueke playing. Because of Madueke in your team, maybe Eze is not enough. But let's say you had another player and you had Eze, you know, that's when I'm like, okay, yeah, we have a chance. But because of that Madueke, that Arteta decided to bring in, that's why it makes it look. Again, it depends if you had a better winger next to these, man. That's what I'm saying. And you have Odegaard, bro. That guy needs to wake up because you know Arteta's gonna play him. You know Arteta's gonna bloody play him. That's enough.
I'm really not worried about Odegaard much because I think we have a good sub, which is Nwaneri. I think he will be subbed by Nwaneri, and I think if we get Eze as well, I think Eze can occupy that same number 10 role. So I'm not really worried about Odegaard not performing, and I hope he does perform because as our captain, as our creative midfield, as our number 10, I think that you need to deliver goals and assists. I mean, passing and completion passes, that's not enough for me. Controlling the tempo of the game, that's not enough for me. As an attacking midfield, you need to have an output. You need to be in a similar numbers as Bruno Fernandes, even though I don't really rate the player, but the guy has an output. You cannot deny the goals and assists that he has.
Yeah. No, see, for me, like what you see with Odegaard, like this past season, he's been, I don't know what it is. Whenever I watch, because by the way, years prior, I actually, even when we played you, he actually had good performances in them ties. I remember, right?
The fell-off started from last season, I would say. The end of
that's
the
what I'm
season.
saying. Like, I remember Odegaard had some good performances, and that's why I kind of rate. But last season, it's like he was shying away from so many things. I don't know what it is. Like, he didn't look like he wanted to get involved in the game. And he looked like on the ball he wasn't as brave. You know, a lot of midfielders, what separates them from the rest is they make bold decisions, whether it's making one crazy pass, you know, with their amazing vision, for example, or like, you know, that's like, or like maybe you try to beat a man, or maybe you take a crazy shot. He didn't do much of that last season.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. He needs to take that risk.
Like his risk taking last season and his like commitment wasn't as good as previous years. I felt like, and
I 100% agree with you.
And this is the difference between you guys doing better and not. Like, you know, because last season I just felt like Declan Rice against, let's say, because Madrid, I know, like, well, what a trophy, but let's have a real conversation. Like, let's not be disingenuous, right? In that game against Madrid, now obviously I didn't watch it live because I had Bayern Inter to watch. But from what I've seen in certain clips, whatever, it looked like Rice was doing the business. You know, it looked like Partey was doing business. Odegaard was not really as involved.
No, he got carried that game completely. You're absolutely right. He really got carried.
Saka
in both legs.
done the job. Martinelli, to some degree, done the job.
Yes.
You know, looking lively, right? But then you have Odegaard. He's just there. and you can't have a midfielder that's just there because eventually it will bite you in the backside.
My problem is not just he's there, man. He's our captain, for fuck's sake. That's my problem, man. I cannot have my captain with such a performance. I need my captain to
That's
be
Captain has to
aggressive.
be.
I need that. You know what I mean? Because
Give Declan Rice captaincy. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, you're the leader that the players will turn to when shit are dire, when things are not working for them. They will turn to the captain and say, hey, what's the game plan here? The captain is basically the coach inside the pitch. So if he's failing at delivering the output, then even your captaincy is shit, man. I don't see Arsenal from let's say at 2-1 down, and I see Odegaard ramping up the team or doing something himself. He's just doing this, whatever, man. I can do this. I can just wave my hands and say yalla habibi, yalla yalla. I can do that too, man. But I mean, this is not captaincy in me, man. The captaincy is where I see effectiveness from you.
Actions speak louder than words, basically.
Yeah, man. That aura that you are in the club, and you're the captain and people respect you. I don't think that he has that. I don't know what Arteta sees in him to put him as a captain, and I will never understand that decision. But yeah, we will see, man. We'll see.
Yeah. No, yeah, man. Yeah.
I agree with you, Ravi. Yes, he's not strong enough for a captaincy. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. But by the way, so where do you guys go for, by the way? Because this Liao thing, one thing I'll say, he's actually been kind of teasing it, because my friend, by the way, he's been sending me a lot of Instagram of Liao. It's like wearing an Henri shirt and all this crap, bro. And I'm like, so where do you guys go from here? Like,
as signings, you mean transfer window wise?
Yeah.
I think the left wing would be the primary position to be reinforced. I heard also Trossard. There's an interest from Borussia Dortmund. I think, they are interested in Trossard, and Arsenal, I think, request is £25 million. I think that can be, negotiated to 20 maybe. And if Trossard leaves, I think that opens the door for either Eze or Rodrigo or Liao, for that matter. So I think the left wing is going to be our priority, and we're just going to call it a day and say that's our summer. In an ideal world for me is if we sign Eze and a left winger. That would be a 10 out of 10 window for me personally, in an ideal world, in ideal cases. But I don't think it will happen. I think it will be only Eze or one of those two wingers that we just discussed.
So wait, now I just realized, so your midfield is gonna be Rice, Zubimendi, صح? Rice or Zubimendi?
I think the majority of the games he will play Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard. I think that will be his strong starting three in the midfield.
Yeah. I actually think Zubimendi would, but you know what? But that would then mean I actually think Rice have to play deeper next.
Man, Zubimendi, man, he's a baller. He's a baller, bro.
That's why I'm saying I think Rice has to play deeper next season. By the way, I don't think he can be box to box as much.
We'll see.
I actually think all this will benefit Rice more than anybody.
I think
I've always said Rice for me is a better DM. That ball winning midfielder, bro. I've always said there's something about Declan Rice for me that screams pure 6. Like ball winning.
He is, I think, a better 6 than an 8. But
that people think he's better 8. I don't think he's better 6. Yeah.
But I think Zubimendi, man, is something else. The way he controls the game, the decision making, the passing. I mean, when it comes to ball distribution, I mean, Zubimendi is better than Rice. But let's say maybe when it comes to tackles, maybe Rice is better. There are some pros and cons here and there. But overall, I think moving forward, Arteta is going to rely on Zubimendi as the number 6.
So that you mean that like Regista, like he just tries to be press resistant and try to start attacks.
In a similar manner how Newcastle's playing Joelinton and Bruno Fernandes and Tonali,
or like City with Rodri
for example, and other Reinders, for example.
Yeah, we had that once with Thiago. That guy was unreal. Yeah, man. No, I get it, man. I get it. That's just because by the way, if Zubimendi is going to be like, doing all these things. I think Rice needs to be focusing on like helping out and winning the ball, helping out, take up positions that's being left out. It's gonna have to be workhorse, bro. That guy's gonna have to be a dog. You know what I mean? No pun intended. So yeah, that's what I would say on Arsenal, bro. Is there anything else we need to talk on?
Not really.
well,
I mean,
United, Sesko. Do you think we get him?
Yeah. United are going for Sesko. I mean, there's not much to say there. I mean, they're still in the negotiation phase. Sesko has 2 offers on the table. He has Newcastle. He has Man United, and I think he disregarded the Saudi clubs. I don't think he's going to go to Al Hilal.
Hilal disregarded. Yes, disregarded.
I don't think they will go for him because already Newcastle is signing for him. So it will be weird if 2, PIF owned club to go for the same players. Just I don't think how that would work out. But yeah, Man United, man. Even today in one of the spaces, I had Man United fans, and they were really upset on how they ended up the season. And some of them are really against Amorim and the way he plays the game. And their excuse was 27 games in the Premier League, and he couldn't even win back-to-back Premier League games, which is alarming. The formation that he plays, the 3-5-2, I think that kind of formation would acquire hefty investment from the club to get actually the players that they need to play that formation and plans. I don't know what Amorim will do. Is he going to adapt to the players that he has, or he's just going to continue doing what he did the last season and try to force his play style into the players and try to get the best out of it? But we'll see, man. With Cunha and Mbeumo, those 2 players have more than 30 goals in between them in the Premier League last season, so those are good signings. So, but yeah, Man United are in a path of I would say a build-up. They need to go to a rebuild, an overhaul, you want to call it. So we will see. We'll wait and see. But on the other hand, the most interesting club that is doing the business in this season is low key is Chelsea. Chelsea are moving mad, and they're moving under the radar. I don't know. You're muted, I think, or something.
Oh, I was saying, Chisma. Yeah, Chelsea, Hato, Felix, Sale.
Yes, man. Chelsea are moving mad under the radar, man. And people are sleeping on Chelsea, thinking that
World champs for a reason, bro.
Aside of the world champ, man, the way they are, conducting the business is just phenomenal. And especially when it comes to the outgoing, they're really getting good money for the players, and they are signing a bunch of players, and it's just for them is plug and play and see which one works out for them. So they have that kind of luxury. They're going for Hato now. I think they're also interested in Xavi Simons. So we'll see how Chelsea move, man. But I think Chelsea is one of the underdogs next season, and low-key, I think they will challenge for the Premier League next season, man.
All right, say less. Well, I think we're gonna end it here. And yeah, listen, we're gonna redirect to Waffle Don. He's live, so we're just gonna redirect to him. But guys, big up to every single one of you. You know what I'm saying? I believe this was a good episode, man. You know what I mean?
It was, man. It was. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to both of the channels. We really appreciate you being here. Thanks for tuning in. And Zir, as always, it's a pleasure, mate. It's a pleasure, buddy.
But listen, guys, I don't have to say it again. He's already said it. And inshallah, you're well wherever you guys are. Yeah, this stream, and by the way, for those who are in what's his name, Sammy's stream, we're gonna redirect from mine to Waffle Don. When we get there, Zir raid. That's all you have to say. Anyways, take care, and I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I don't know, man.
Why you paused there? That was a weird pause.
This is the clip I want to play on the way out, man.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah, well, that's just